Double check the sound. And good morning, folks. Oh, it's a little low. Right. Good morning, folks. It's 7:45 a.m. here over in Liverpool, England, and the fourth month, 10th day, 2025. Right. Got a lot to show. I'm going to get Mr. Squiggles out now so you this noise is. Should have had that done ahead of time. Right. Boy, you guys got choked out today. What I'm looking at here is two big masses of chem, of which I didn't even get every square inch of it. You know, there might be a little squiggle here with. Oh no, there's squiggles that came out here on this David Bowie symbol in this guy there. Yes, it's not good to see. Not good to see at all. You know, I didn't even add that in there. But this is a really toxic mix, and it's going to lead to the formation of two cyclonic systems over here. One here and one over here. So really, I've almost got to. I could have called this one a tale of three cyclonic systems. One's going to impact New Zealand, and one's going to impact the coastline, probably about here. You see this little gap here? It's been shut off. That's not shut off. This is where I think it's going to go. Yeah, It's forming now, and imagine. Oh well, we don't have the full line on that one today, do we? If this don't open correctly. And no squiggles today. Okay, so I'm going to get this up. I'll have to restart my computer to get that to work again. Okay, well, that's just how that goes. Yeah, I can't always get everything to look how I want. Right in through here, you'll see this scalar square of energy. It looks a little bit different than the rest of the area. And it's made a circle out through here. So there's an energized area for this to hit a spot over here and start headed towards shore, or to turn in very suddenly around this area here. So I'm watching this very, very closely to see what it'll be. Some of them are actually showing you even what I would call a cyclone, or what I would as well. Your cyclone starts at 63 miles an hour. The rest of the world starts at 74. Yes, in case you didn't realize that, because I know I didn't. I learned something big during Alfie. That they sell climate change harder in your country is a lie by saying you got it worse than you do. The rest of the world is. Yeah. Like your cyclone was not a cyclone over New Zealand or by their wind speeds. I'm just showing you an area of perturbation here where there's a pulse wave come out and through here. So I sure wish I'd have checked my pen before I started loading screens this morning. Okay, that's just happened now. Yeah, I'm looking here at the shadows created by some plumes. That'll be what that black is. There'll be a square plume over here is making a shadow on top of that deck there. And this is all going to lead to some major flooding. This area up here is about to experience right along this line right here. See if we can get some town names in. If I'm lucky, it'll come on. And that's the Cape Malvern. You can see a line through here of flow. Okay, so this from here north is going to get a big batch. Some of this stuff that's going in this corridor over here is going to be, over a quarter of a meter of rain. The Chem is terrible deployments. Like down here can't bear it. Well, where a lot of people went down there to support a doctor's right to. My God, look at that sprayed yass. Oh my God, that's a nasty yass over there. Ah, that's yass. Yep. They have a drive-through in yass. My gosh, look at the chem here over the Australian Capital Territory. They're capitalizing over the fact that their lies are working. Look at this round plume here. It's actually almost stop sign shaped. And that's not natural. But from the outside, you might have seen a round cell, but it wasn't. It wasn't at all. It was a chem bomb catalytic mess. Look at the EMF over here. Bzzz, getting fried, Strayer style. Have it. If you have a cloud deck like this here, right? It's all covered up, and you drop the right catalyst on it, it'll blows a hole out and it condensates, and that's what's going on here over the national park. And that creates quite the thermals. Yep. It wasn't a mountain that caused that effect. That's chem bombs. Table Mountain, chem bombs. That's a very interesting formation, Table Mountain. I have an imaginarium on that. As far from the Garden of Eden here as you could get. Look at this ungodliness in our sky. The scorched earth policy is evident. Chemtrails have not come to an end. We must say no, all of us in the world, to even the thought of blocking sunshine or sending it back into space. How dare us play God like that? How dare anybody be playing God with the weather? You agree that nobody should play God with the weather? Nobody should decide a sunny day. The trees should decide. Hey, don't that look like a Jewish letter? Or they wrote something. PLT. They should be polite. Not just see skywriting of over a vast area, or as we would call it, geosculpting. Something came along in a line, started here, because that's plumes bigger, and a little smaller, then a little smaller, then a little smaller, evenly spaced deployments of chem dumps. Million plus square miles of chemtrails over Australia today. New Zealand, I'm watching a system that's going to be headed your way. And so I think it's around, I'll show you. See, it's very acetone looking. It's like you have a volcano or there's a forest fire in the middle of the ocean, but there's not a forest fire. It's just our press is running amok and telling you you're changing the climate, telling you you're melting the ice cube, you shouldn't have a steak because we're going to blame your cow that doesn't emit enough methane to fart because its digestive system don't do that. Makes a noise. Oh, that's right. Just because you make something's making a noise don't mean that something's happening, right? I point at the houses of governance, hashtag exposed to 28 like a motherfucker down here, right? Yeah, I'll show you. I can't bear it down here. There's a whole lot of that going on. And chem. And so we'll go over your path home. We'll go to some of the weather that's going. That's a beam. You don't have a mountain range running at that angle there. But a beam can simulate the same effects of lift and drop as you would get from that, from a mountain range. By just making a strong waveform that's moving up into the sky and back down and back up and back down. Up and down, boom and boom, and plume and plume, and Doyle's Creek are sprayed like bugs. Plume by, the plume Nazi sprayed your ass, plumed your ass all day. Boom! What a fucking shame. Let's just put this on a migration pack to the whales so every one of their blowholes can get contaminated. Right. I've got big concerns now. I'm going to go right to them. This is a day I'm talking about here as we get into the 18th and 19th when I'm showing two systems that they'll be tropical storm strength headed towards populated areas in the coastline. That's 44 miles an hour, but this one here is the worst. This one hits like this. This is going to be a bad storm. It's going to turn suddenly, and when it comes in there, that's an Australian cyclone. But this will be a prepper at some point right here. This will be a proper hurricane then, right there. So that's it. I'm going to issue a warning now. Because all the conditions are right. There's an invest area finally listed. Come on, 108 mile an hour winds. That puts you up there, folks. That puts you way up there. Somewhere here I have the screenshot of your Australian cyclone scale because, man, I have to sometimes do things your way. And it's showing that if it was 103 mile an hour winds, it's a solid Cat 2. I was showing 83 miles an hour. So I'm saying now we're going to keep our eyes open for a cyclone coming next week to hit the west coast of Australia. And if you ain't been warned, you have been now. And I'll keep an eye on it. It's being born now, right here where the hand is. So I'll show you the first day of what I'm calling the tropical event here. And this one here, when it comes in, they're going to bring a belt in of rain. You see, as it goes free in there, this is probably about the point where its winds are the fastest. And let's see, this side should have the fastest wind. Take its forward speed of the storm, would probably be about 6 miles an hour. So I'd call that a 59 to 62 mile an hour wind on that side. And this is the side that'll do the damage when this comes ashore. So I'm going to do now is I'm going to roll this stuff and let you guys see the weather plan of the land grabbing and the agenda fulfillment. And every town wants something new for the plan. You go look at your planning department, you'll see smart city written somewhere. And if you people, it's full of dumbass people who are going to let it happen, yeah, that thing should be fully farmed up there between Dilley and some Malacca up there. Yeah, some Malacca. Yeah, it's this town here. It's this island of some Malacca. Yes, that's what you will always be, the Malacca Islands over there. Yeah, with a bunch of Malaccas on it. And she dives towards the coast, right into that corridor that's been set up, right through here. Right, I'm going to get rid of this now. We've seen a million miles of absolute, oh my God, I don't want to see it again. And this is the area that's forming now. When I get Mr. Squiggles working better tomorrow, I'll go over some of this. But like you say, see the scalar square inside here on the low deck? And a bigger square right here. They got squares going a lot of layers of the atmosphere. You see the sine wave form, like a wave form, right through here and through here. There's corridors of flow. So it's definitely being aimed to start. You got a curve that way and that way. I wouldn't want to be here. I should get some winds today over there at the, oh gosh. Well, you got to put letters together I don't know how to pronounce, like DJ. Everybody, fucking bikini over here. Yeah, fuck bikinis. And Jay, come on, you try and set a white man up to say a bad word. You are. That's a setup. I'm not going there. And I go, oh my God, look at the chem over the Carpentaria. How many directions are the wind here? Yeah, really, a semicolon up the wazoo? What the hell is that? That's not a naturally occurring cloud formation is what that is. Chem bombs, they came and took away your sunny skies. And then the fallout came and all your tomatoes fucking died. The rays, they came and swept away the dreams they sold you one day. Chem bombs, they came and stole away your sunny skies. Chem bombs over Cocoa State Forest. Chem bomb, hashtag expose every fucking thing that they don't want you to know. They expose themselves to the children. It's against the law to even have an opinion that says war sucks and Palestinian brutalizations, murders, genocide, call it what you will. Is a very bad attitude for anybody to support. Here we over there at Couch Crashing. Livingston. Oh, you guys got some nails. Shannondale. I could do Shannondale. I know how to pronounce Shannondale. Unless you're going to probably have some weird, that's Shanadali or something fucking weird. You know, where Bellina has to be Ballina. Now, Ball? No, you play basketball, not basketball. Look at this big flower formation here. I call this the flower of death. Yeah, that's a chem formation I'm quite familiar with. And often when you see that there is when they're about to start to make some supercells. So I'll be expecting some rains to pop up there near that Sherwood forest that they're burning out with the chem. What in the hell is this here? That's a chem bomb off the coast of Sandy Beach there. Sandy Beach, Emerald Beach. We know why Coffs Harbor is coughing, that's for sure. We know why they're coughing. Mabuke, oh my. Just a big dingus of chem. Looking like a demon out here. Howdy ho. Fucking hell, this is bad. How many square miles it took to do that? Well, when you got billionaires wanting trillions of dollars worth of funding to steal from, you could expect them to spend billions to get it. It's all done with private interest, litigated by the New World Order. It seems to have very regular meetings in New York City at a place called the United Nations General Assembly, where everybody's praying in front of what looks like a giant gold brick. It does. It looks like a gold brick. UN General Assembly. Look, it's a fucking gold brick. It'll take me long to find these. Look, come on. What's their god? What's their god? It's a fucking gold. They serve the gold. This is what they're after. This is national interest. This is world interest. That nowhere on there you see in a fucking twig of food. You see the laurels of victory. You see a map of what they want to own, and they want all the gold. You can't tell me they don't. A bunch of gold bricks, they call us, but really all they want is the gold bricks. They don't give a shit if you come with it or not, as long as you're giving it. And even the center of this cloud right here, you see that big square? Actually, that's the flower of death. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 firecrackers. 1 firecracker. 2 Cambaminators. 1 massive cull for mankind. Get off the planet. I got to admit, there's a bunch of parasites like we act. If I look at the last family picture of all of us, it still don't look very well. There's still not one fucking spot. That's pretty dark blue. Could we find something? Nah, there's the EMFs, there's chemtrails and everything, man. If we get in the Arctic Circle, you can't tell me they ain't spraying us like bugs. And that was the darkest blue spot I could find in the world. And when this is allowed to be openly done, I fear to see. It will look like the whole planet will look like a smokestack. A smokestack. That's one of the clearest images of the United States I've ever seen. But it is not devoid of chemtrails. USA is not devoid of chemtrails. Arrest them, Trump. Arrest them. Arrest them over here at Tar Hollow State Forest over in Athens. As they're making some rains up there. Yeah. Almost heavenly, but not here in West Virginia, that's for sure. Don't you tell me they've ended chemtrails in the United States without looking at a map first, because otherwise you're just a bunch of verbal diarrhea spreaders while the skyria is still being deployed. Skyria, 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 all over the U.S. Boom, 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 plums. Independence. No, dependence on the government. Fruit salad land. Well, I don't think the fruit and fruit land is going to be very healthy with this fallout at it. But hey, they could contaminate the food. They could drive the price up. How are you doing over here, West Coast USA? Chem by much, Portland? Chem by much? Oregon? Oh, I'm getting mad. Better put this back on. Roll it a little more. Now we're getting into Friday evening. And the thunderstorms full-fledged on through the Peninsula, halfway through the north up there, in this area here. That's best I can do. I'm telling you, my hand is, I got a broken thumb. It's very hard to use a mouse. That's why I haven't been updating as much. Here we go. Now that should spin over in Carpinteria now, because there's nowhere for it to go. Backfill the storm, send it down the coast. Well, it's going to take a hell of a beam to do this. Watch this move. Yeah, that's long sustained rains for the coastlines up there. Very, very long sustained rains, Queensland. I pity you. Yeah, and right about here is when some of the coastal areas of northern Queensland are going to get an absolute fuck at the exact same time. At this thing here is going to be a full-fledged cyclone. You're coming in towards Tuesday. This will be the overnight hours of Wednesday into Wednesday morning. Oh God, this is bad. And the right turn Clyde straight to shore. So we'll be watching this very closely on the 16th for the EMF move inside the storm that's going to steer this. That's going to be a very decisive day, and that's where I'm going to stop this. Now I'm going to go over here. Hi, New Zealand. You got a system coming towards you that's going to be impacting you at the same time. You almost feel like they're doing a sacrifice across the world because there's a whole lot of bad weather occurring on that date. See this right up the old Whakatane region there, and right up the old place I call the Sphincter. And it's going to be windy. This is not one to be taken lightly. That's going to be coming through New Zealand next week. So we got plenty of time to finalize this, but. If you don't prepare for things, you're panicking at the last minute. But if you're prepared for things and they don't happen, you're prepared for the next one. I'd rather tell you guys about this and it not happen than to sit here pretty sure it's going to happen, because the paths on the worldview showed me that, and the chem is just right. And that's all I can say about that. I'll give you some totals. I got to stop using the mouse because my hand's starting to hurt. This event here is wild. So we'll just do the whole whammo, right? The kissing of the coast and the stripping of the moisture, that's too fucking low. I'm saying about 400 mil through there coming during this event. And when this comes ashore, she's going to bring a lot more than this. When it does the right turn Clyde, you're looking at about a quarter of a meter. Hey, there's a pocket along here over the next few days that you've got to know about. Okay, so I'm going to do this one now. Yeah, I've been tracking this for a few days. It should be starting fairly soon, and up to a third of a meter of water coming on the Peninsula between Cairns and Wajah Wajah up here. So I'll run through that, and then I'll zoom back here. You looks like the run back from Canberra is the Bruce is to be avoided. So come through the back door in Warwick up through Tamworth when you want to come from up here. Do the double road. Yeah, and then don't come in until you get past Brizzy, and you should be all right. Yeah, but otherwise you're going to expect some slow going along the highway here when you're on your way back from Canberra. So keep that in mind. I'm not seeing no big flash floods or anything there, so you guys down by the river camping should be fine. You loving what you're doing. Loving what you're doing. Yeah, this is a bit of an event for you guys. So I'll go over to the East Coast here, let this run. Absolutely. Cambo, Cambo, the chemtrails come and then they flooded your home. They say they say the climate's changing. I say the chem bombs come and then it floods out your home. Yep. Hey, Mr. Taxman, snuff my banana. Chicken, 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 banana, nana, nana. Chem. God, this is big lightning day tomorrow, overnight tomorrow. So be watching for this in the afternoon up to the nighttime hours. Big lightning shows going on through just south of the Northern Rivers, through Lismore and all along the coastline there. So, and the conditions are right for tornadic activity. The temperatures, changes, and all that's right on time. Some people were acting surprised that fall was here. And I told you it was going to get cold, nipply. It's going to get nipply. You know, when you go outside and your nipples get hard. It looks like you're smuggling peas under your shirt. Yeah, that kind of weather, nipply. See? The wets are there. It's because it is pressures down here. Where if I had Mr. Squiggles, I could explain it better. But at the end of the day, there's so many places getting some storms coming through. Like look over here on the west coast, you get down in the corner and through those lakes out near Catherine. They're gonna get a big batch. So you're gonna have to keep an eye on your radar. You better hope the BOM is showing you what's going on. I hadn't even looked today because they're so prone to turn the radars off. So let's have a peek, see if anything weird is going on. Loading. Yeah, and what are you supposed to be able to tell by looking at this little bunch of squares of Legos? Bzzz, the fryer is in. Biggest spike from this station here, going out here, like that. See the two things? Oops. I did not want that. I did not want that. But there's nothing really weird going on. Okay, so I'm really not going to go over what's out there right this minute. Because I said, map scrolling really hurts my hand. But you can see they've actually lowered the resolution so much on the radar. It's very difficult to get an accurate total or an accurate picture of what's coming over your house, isn't it? It's difficult. But I imagine if I keep my eyes open, I'll spot the weather modification like this wedge of a beam here. It's actually coming from Cairns. Yep. So batten down the hatches, folks. The rain is here. You got big totals coming here, about a third of a meter in this area. Some spots heavier, some spots you'll see about 200. Yep. Batten down the hatches, stay home. Don't risk safety workers' lives. Because if you do, you're an asshole. Yeah, an asshole. You think your need to entertain your moments, it outweighs the need of a safety worker to come home to their family. And I think you're wrong to be thinking that way. Don't get honest about these totals now that I've told you. That's too low. So, are we going to be vigilant? Yes. Will we be watching for the chem? Yes. Will we keep an eye on the radars? Only you can decide that. Because when there's 1 million square miles of chemtrails deployed over your world and your country, and you ignore it, you're being ignorant. Don't be ignorant. Big love. Stay safe. Peace.